Hey guys, today we're excited to share our experiences in Phuket, Thailand. It's known for its breathtaking beaches and lively atmosphere. Phuket is on many travelers' must-visit list, but we found that it wasn't quite what we were expecting. In this video, we'll highlight some amazing moments we had, as well as share our honest thoughts on the island. If you're curious about what Phuket is really like, stick around. We've got some insights you won't want to miss.
Let's check out some of the highlights from our trip. First up, Phi Phi Island. Absolutely stunning and one of the most breathtaking sights we've ever seen. While we loved the views, it was a bit crowded, which can take away from the experience. Next up, you have Banana Beach. This ended up being probably our favorite beach on the mainland of actual Phuket. It had a pretty treacherous hike in and hike out, and it actually ended up being one of our favorite beaches to search for sea glass and sea beans. Lastly, you have Karen Beach, which ended up being probably one of the cleanest beaches we found in Phuket, which was very nice and a big surprise. And we didn't spend a lot of time at this beach, but we did spend one of our last days in Phuket there, and we had an amazing time. Also, watching the crazy locals jump in and jump off of the parasailing was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Next, you got the markets. These are actually probably one of our favorite things to do in Phuket. We didn't get to do a lot of them because of the kids and time of the day. A lot of times they were at night, but they offer a great cultural experience, and you can find almost anything at these things, and they're a really good time. Also, when we were in Phuket, we visited the Big Buddha. This was a pretty special moment for us because even though it was crowded, it was a very relaxing atmosphere, and just getting to be in the presence of the Big Buddha was pretty special in itself.
Yes, it was so peaceful, and then at the end of the day, when we got to the car, we had found out that we were monetized, so we'll never forget that day.
Yeah, that was a very special moment for us.
So one of our favorite things to do is eat, and one of my favorite things to do is not have to cook dinner. So when Nanny and Pop arrived, we ended up going out to eat for our first Thailand meal, and that was at the Butterfly restaurant, and it did not disappoint. It was delicious food, some free food, and really good prices. We were so happy when we left there. The next restaurant we hit was Lilo's on Kamala Beach, and it was so awesome because it was the first time I have ever tried mangoes and sticky rice outside of Mama Galong, and it was fantastic. It had this little creamy sauce that went with it, and plus I had chicken and rice, and that was phenomenal as well.
Yeah, the food was really good there, so definitely check out Lilo's on the beach.
It wasn't quite as cheap as Butterflies, but it still was very affordable.
Yeah, the food might have been better than Butterflies.
All right, so probably our best and definitely most expensive meal was at a little place called Little Roma. It was at our favorite little shopping center, Tops, and it was amazing. Some of the best food I think I've ever had.
I got this little like self-sized chicken. It was called the baby chicken. That thing was mouth-watering. It was amazing.
Oh, yes.
Definitely our best meal there, for sure.
We ended up eating there a couple times, even though it was a little bit out of our price range.
Sometimes you just got to do it. So when we booked our trip to Thailand, I think we envisioned most of the beaches looking like Phi Phi Island, or maybe something similar to that. A lot of the beaches in the Phuket area that probably are extremely beautiful are blocked off, and if you're not staying in that community or at that hotel or that resort, you won't even get access to it. And the beaches that we did have access to, they weren't pretty, but they had a lot of trash on them. And
they weren't like outstanding either.
Yeah, they weren't exactly. They weren't Phi Phi Island. They were beautiful beaches, but they were just like normal beautiful beaches, not like Phi Phi Island or even Australia, which I think Australia probably played a little part in this, especially for me, because Australia has the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen. So going from Australia to Thailand, I think was definitely a little bit of a letdown, unfortunately.
We've all heard the term Instagram versus reality. Thailand is the epitome of that, in our opinion. Like, everything you did, it would be like the perfect photo shoot, but if you just pan to the side, it would have either 1,000 people or a heap of trash, or like
just taken out of its natural element.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a very set up for the photo or for the shot. And actually one day we were driving down the road, going down the highway, and I looked over and I'm like, look at that brown, nasty looking pond on the side of the road, like with some like rundown buildings next to it. And next thing you know, I noticed there's like a sports car in the water. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I realized it's like a jet ski sports car. And I'm thinking, like, they could probably get a really cool shot or make it look cool that they're driving that around, but like if you really panned out and saw the environment that it was in, you'd be like, what the heck is this? Like, it's all for the shot. It really felt that way. And depending on the type of person you are, if you're a hardcore outdoorsman, if you're into touristy stuff, they do have a lot of outdoor stuff, but a lot of it seemed to be pretty artificial to us. For example, we were fishing in a lot of the ponds around the Phuket area, and we kept getting kicked out by either the local security or the police or whatever it may have been. So we kind of got pushed in to go into this paid fishing pond where it was stocked. It just never felt right. We even caught a few fish. There were some barramundis, and
we couldn't even be proud of them.
No, we didn't even post a video of it. We were kind of embarrassed. Like, when you do these things, you're kind of trying to scratch an itch, like something you really want to do. And we felt like when we left there, like the itch probably was greater when we left than when we got there. So yeah, it just didn't feel right.
We actually kind of got forced into doing a lot more touristy stuff than we would normally do, because that really was all there was to do. Obviously, our favorite thing to do is go to beaches, but as far as their beaches were concerned,
they were just whatever.
They weren't that great. They were actually pretty dirty, and like Xander even put a old nasty toothbrush in his mouth. Every time we went, they were picking up trash, and like it was just very overwhelming. And like I hear a lot of people talk about how dirty Bali is and how much trash Bali has on their beaches, and I have to say, I never heard that about Thailand, and Thailand was probably 2, 3, 4 times worse than Bali ever was on any of the beaches I went to. The picture that was painted about Thailand for us, it just was not, at least Phuket where we were, it just was not what it was.
We really enjoyed doing the waterfalls. Those were probably the thing that felt the least touristy to us. Yeah. We love doing waterfalls just in general, but they were actually pretty natural. Actually, some of them were probably the more natural we've ever done.
And very local.
Yeah,
like
very local. Yeah, very localized. Not a bunch of travelers. So the waterfalls were actually a hit. Also, guys, we don't want to sound like negative Nancy's. We love traveling, and we do not ever want to discourage people from going somewhere. So we know that a lot of people love Phuket. We met so many people that said, oh, Phuket's my second home, or I've been here 20 times, or it's my favorite place. A lot of people say they love it because they can literally do anything there. Like, it's the land of doing whatever you want. You can ride on a whale shark, or go to a night market on the weekend. Like, the range, yeah, or play with a tiger. There's so many different things that you can do there. So we don't want to discourage people. We understand that a lot of people like it. We just wanted to give our thoughts on our trip and how we felt at the end of it. And guys, please leave some comments below. Were we the only ones that feel this way? Did you guys feel this way?
Did we miss something?
Yeah, did we miss something? Also, we have a playlist of 20 videos from our Thailand trip. Please go check them out. Hit that subscribe button, comment below, and like always, you!